Hello and welcome to another 31 Days of Horror 2016 video. We're going back to crap.
Majorly.
Yes, we we watched the 2000 film The Demon Within, also known as The Sculptress. Essentially, it's about weird. It's about two kind of lives, neighbors in an apartment building.
Next door neighbors
in an apartment building in San Francisco, I believe. And
how did you even pick up on that? I wasn't even.
they were eating rice-a-roni.
You may want to check if you really want to know where they were.
This is San Francisco.
Oh, okay.
It's right on the package. And one is played by Jeff Fahey, who you should recognize the name, and if you don't, you should recognize the face, and if you don't, you probably haven't seen The Lawnmower Man and any of the other 140 plus movies he's been in, movies and television shows. So yeah, he is Job from The Lawnmower Man. That's where most people are going to know him from and should recognize him from. And he is an artist of sorts. Apparently, I guess he's into painting and photography and, well, essentially everything, acting, I guess. He's also a little cuckoo. He has several conversations with a mask, I think. So, he, as an actor, he likes to sort of dress up and play characters. But I don't know that he's an actual working actor or artist or anything.
I don't think so.
Because there's no indication that he makes any money throughout this film. And the film takes place over a good period of time. And all we know is that he's really, really creepy, and he does some really, really creepy things. And he may be, multiple personality disorder or something like that. He's not all there. But, yeah, so he's there. And then his, essentially, next door neighbor is an art student who's over from England to, prestigious art school in San Francisco, played by Katie Wright, who essentially, nobody knows who she is, because she's not done really much of anything, unless you remember Idle Hands. She played Tanya. But I doubt that's going to ring any bells for anybody. And essentially, she hasn't really done anything in her career before or after. I mean, not much to her. So I think she kind of gave up.
Yeah, I would too after this.
And she's having a little bit of problem with demons, I guess is how you would describe it. Right? That was spooky. I don't know if you heard that, but there was just a loud noise over there. And yeah, so you've got these two, we'll call them troubled souls, living next door to each other. We've got murders and demons. And these two, eventually, as you know, is bound to happen, their life stories intertwine. And they come together of sorts. And I'll kind of leave it at that, because to give too much more information would be to give away the film. Somebody else to note in this film is the professor, the art teacher, who ends up being a love interest to Katie's character, though there are many, many years in between them.
Yeah.
It is one of those cases of, older gentleman, intelligent figure wooing over young, impressionable student, essentially, who's, of course, a virgin. They have to point that out in the film.
But what did she say? She didn't want to stay that way?
Yeah, she didn't want to stay that way.
Okay.
And then proceeded to try and put his hand on her breast.
Yeah.
Because, he wasn't getting the hint. But he was a gentleman. And it was more like, I'll get you next time. And that's his character. The character is played by Patrick. I don't even know how you pronounce his last name. Beauchau. Right, who's a Belgian actor, and he's been in a crap ton. You should recognize him. Where I know him most from would be from the HBO series Carnival. He was a main character in that through the entire series, and but he's been in a slew of films, and not just like films you've never heard of, and not just like two big characters either. I'll run off a couple. Mega Shark versus Colossus. Okay, I'm just joking. He was in it, but that's not really a named film. But 2012, the big Roland Emmerich film, Numbers, My Own Worst Enemy, Chrysalis, which probably wouldn't know. There was a bunch of other ones. Vampires the Turning, which I may have done an unboxing of. I don't know. It's in a pickup video. I know I picked it up. I bought it. So maybe I haven't unboxed it yet. Anything's possible. Ray, Panic Room, all sorts of things. But you should recognize him to see him. Like, he's a very distinguished kind of look. He's one of those kind of character actors, right? He's got the accent, so whenever they're looking for something to play that type of older gentleman with an accent, they kind of they can go to him, right? He's a little bit typecast. But yeah, so it's really, really weird because you kind of get this, I guess, on one half you get the male character and a serial killer type storyline going on, and then on the other side there's this demon incubus storyline going on with the female character, and yet the two aren't related really.
It's just
it's not like one caused the other, or like it just so happens that because they're neighbors that they managed to intertwine. If they weren't, then I don't think either of them would ever come in contact with each other, essentially. Outside of the fact that Mr. Artist is, for the first portion of the film, is stalking a female model for the art school. So, I mean, there is that similarity. But, yeah, it is an interesting little piece. I wouldn't call it good by any standards. Yeah, Lesley was not interested in it whatsoever. No. It really has nothing to sell it. There is very little gore. There is a little bit of nudity, but it's thrown in there simply because there's nothing else going on sometimes. I mean, it's like...
here's a boob.
Yeah, here's a boob. Here's a lesbian scene. Yeah. Here, it's like, okay. And it's so funny, because most of it you would think would revolve around the incubus storyline. Right? You would think that's where it is, incubus, succubus, that kind of stuff, right? When that happens, you normally get that low budget films that are revolve around those demons, usually involve, lots of TNA around that character. Not so much the case with this film. It's just sort of like other people. So that was weird.
Movie was weird.
Movie was a little weird. I get what they were doing. I just don't know why. They really took a long time to get anywhere. And
I felt it was slow.
it was very, very slow. And not a slow burn type of slow.
No,
It's just here's another scene. Oh, here's another scene. Oh, here's another scene. Here's another scene. Nothing has happened yet. Here's another scene. Here's another scene. It's like, okay, I get it. You're trying to tell two stories, and I think that's part of the problem. Is two unrelated stories. Well, I'll say unrelated in quotation marks because they are related, but not directly. Stories, both of which are kind of a little bit Twilight Zone-y in terms of, X-File-ish, have that aspect to them. A little pseudoscience-y, a little bit paranormal, but at the same time, it's just like, why? And it's been, I think there's similar stories that have been done like this, but they've been done better. And I think part of that problem has to do with the writer-director, Ian Merrick.
Doesn't even put his picture. I wouldn't either.
Who has only directed 2 films. This one and the 1977 film, The Black Panther.
Wow, he had a really big space in between those.
Yeah, but he is mostly, I guess, mostly known as a producer. He produced Cry Uncle, which may be known to those of you who are Trauma fans. But I'd say his biggest achievement was Engelbert Humperdinck Spectacular.
Oh boy.
Which he produced 15 years before The Demon Within. Yeah. This seems like a clear case of people needing some money and paychecks and shopping it around, and he was probably shopping the script around that he, I'll write it, I'll direct it, I've written it, I'll direct it, and somebody's like, can you make it for this amount of money? He was like, sure I can. And, it put something on the video shelves, because in 2000 there still would have been video stores, right? It's clear that this DVD hadn't quite taken hold when this was released, because this opens to a coming soon to DVD and video cassette trailer reel.
That was funny.
Full of lots more movies in this price range, or budget range. Lots of low budget, lots of kind of rip-offy type films. You know how the Asylum tends to rip off the big blockbusters? These guys here seem to rip off, like, the Asylum. Yeah, they have a lot of films that are kind of similar in style and theme and story as some other films, which aren't major productions, but we kind of knew them because they were big enough that they got, some theatrical runs and all this kind of stuff. Well, this is that step below that. And, The Demon Within, it's part succubus, part incubus, part some serial killer movies, but none of the good parts.
No.
It literally is, it's a lot of filler, a lot of... I honestly, I don't know. I don't even know what to tell you about this movie.
No, it was so bad that I had to make up things in my head and laugh about them.
Yes. And it was funny because she commented to Lesley, a good horror film is scary.
Oh, I I know where you're going.
Yeah, you know where I'm going with this. So she was commenting about how bad this movie was. It's not even scary, and I'm like, it's not really supposed to be scary. I mean, it is what it is. You just watch it. It's the story, you know. And I don't know, 5-10 minutes later or something like that, jump scared her. It wasn't even a good jump scare.
I wasn't paying attention, and then all of a sudden there was movement, and I was just like, oh.
Oh yeah, there was movement. Of course there was movement. It's a moving picture. This isn't a painting. But yeah, and it wasn't the only one.
No, there was
the film managed to get her again.
Yes. That doesn't mean it's good.
No, it does not mean it's good.
I get scared from many stupid little things around the house. Okay, so no.
No, but I'm just pointing it out because you specifically commented that this movie wasn't scary, and you got. You got got.
Still doesn't mean it's scary. It just means there was a couple moments. Well,
yes, there's a couple of startling moments, and they are the only real 2 attempts, I think, in the whole film. The film plays off a lot of sleaze.
Yes,
on many levels and many different directions. The story is it's kind of weak. It doesn't really. There's a lot of dialogue in this film, and a lot of I don't want to call them like musical montages, but it's just sort of like, you know, the score gets ramped up a little bit, and there's, you know, stuff happening, and you're just watching what's going on, and then of course you get the moments where Jeff Fahey's just sort of talking to himself or his mask or whatever, which you liken to what, Pin?
Yes.
Yes, right. You know, the talking, or the not topic, the anatomical dummy movie.
Yes. Although I like that movie better.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. That's definitely better. But I will say,
no.
This movie was sucking. It was sucking like
really
major
bad.
bum.
Yes.
Major bum.
Really.
And then it got to the climax. And it's such a short period of time where it just gets there, and the movie's not really going anywhere, and you're thinking, okay, I can see where this is going. This is okay. I get it. It's predictable, and then it's not predictable, and it is one of the funniest moments, and it actually made me glad that I watched this film because it was so bad. It was so bad. It's good. I just wish there was more moments like somewhere earlier on in the film to keep me going. But yeah, you get to this ending of this film, and you're just like,
what? And then you can't stop laughing.
And then you just laughing and laughing and it's like laugh out loud,
yes.
Crazy hilarity. It's so bad. And so unpredicted. Mm-hmm. So unpredicted.
Yeah. You did not see that coming at all. There's no.
So yeah, it's one of those films where if you really wanted to try and break it down and analyze it and all that kind of stuff, you could probably write up a pretty good paper on it, simply because of all the weird and you know, misogynistic elements and stuff like that. And you could probably pull off a good grade A paper if you wanted to do a big write-up on a film that teacher probably is like, never heard of this. What is this? The Demon Within. This is such a good paper. I kind of want to watch this movie. And you'd be like, yeah, you should.
But fast forward.
You know, you don't. When you're writing papers like that, it's a completely different beast, right? But yeah. Ooh, boy.
I am not giving it any stars.
No stars from Lesley. I'm going to give it a big 1
because of that
and a half.
Oh, no!
Well, it gets a half because there was some nudity. I got to play up some of that.
Freaking God.
There was some nudity. I can't not give some nudity some points. It was in context with the film. So it wasn't just like nudity. It made sense in the film, so half a point for nudity. 1 point for one of the craziest climaxes in one of the worst films I've ever seen. Oh, man. I'm sorry, Jeff Fahey, but...
Okay, I will give it a half a star. Not for the
For the nudity.
No! Because, yeah, I'm such a big fan of that. And
Well, I mean, it's not like Jeff got naked.
no!
Not like
that I
you'd want
wanna
to
see
see
that.
that.
I'll take it where I can get it.
Yeah, right? Oh, boy. Yeah.
You've got to stop buying these shitty movies.
I love watching this crap because it's such crap. The Demon Within. You've been warned. Look at that. It's kind of like there's 3 of us.
Well, that's scary. Oh, I don't like that. That's really freaky.
That was freaky. That was the best part of the movie.
And it wasn't even in the movie. Now,
How?
don't be saying that was the... I don't want to see any comments saying that was the best part of the video.
Yeah.
No.
Very good. I mean, whatever. If you've seen The Demon Within, let me know. Like, down below. I want to know who else has been subjected to The Demon Within and remembers it. That's one of the problems. I bet you'd watch this and you completely forget that you ever saw it.
While I was watching it. I'm like, wait a minute. Who's... What? Really?
Well, that's true. You were like,
I was-
what was going on? What,
Yeah.
is that person?
Yeah,
Yeah. No. Though they do a decent job of trying to let you know which character is which, just in case you forgot.
I think
Wow.
that's my phone.
Something dinged.
Yep.
But, yeah. We'll stop it there. There's no reason to go on. You know our thoughts.
We already talked too long about
We've
this.
talked too long. The
Doesn't
Demon
deserve
Within
it.
has been advertised way too much.
Yeah.
Right here. So, yeah. You can turn it off now. Go ahead. Go ahead. You don't need to watch anymore. Why are you still watching? We're not that interesting. Or are we? The Demon Within. Coming to a theater near you. Till next video, take care.
What? I'm supposed to say it?
I don't know. Are you?
I never say it. I said it like one time. Now
You did,
it's
she did.
just
So say it.
expected. Have a good one.